How's it going? I'm Bub Tosh. I'm out here with the TackleTour guys to show you another new, cool, exciting thing. This rod's not from Paycheck Baits. This is an iRod. It's a new company. If you haven't heard about it, or you may not have heard about it, start looking around, start checking it out. They got a big pro staff building custom rods for technique-specific products. My end is punching. I love punching. I don't like losing fish. I lose more big ones than anybody, but I get a lot more big bites than anybody. I really believe that, punching. And if you're going to become a puncher, you're going to start getting a lot of big bites. The problem is nobody's really made a rod for punching. They make flipping sticks, and there is some punch rods out there, but they're not really right. And basically what we went through with iRod is about a year of trying to get a rod that's right. Now there's a lot of rods that are close, but they're going to be too stiff and they're going to straighten your hook, and you're going to hang fish, and you're going to come up to me and go, Bub, I tied on a Bub's watermelon punch curt just like you said, a 4-aught punch hook. I put a Sweet Beaver on, or a punch craw, or a Ultra Vibe speed craw, and I hooked one. Dude, I'm fighting this fish. Oh my God, it's a giant. The mat's heaved up. It's in a tournament. We're driving in there. She came off. Well, what happens is you get them hung up and they get leverage on you, and your rod's so stiff that you end up tearing their mouth a little bit. When their head gets against that mat and they start shaking like this, they're going to come off those hooks. So you have to have a rod with enough tip to keep that fish hooked without straightening the hook or ripping their mouth. With that statement said, you can't have a rod that's too soft. You can't have too much tip. The rod has to shut off at a certain point. It has to bend and load up nice for a nice hook set. You know, when you're punching, you're not flipping out there and jack pulling them. You're getting bit, letting him take you down. Always watch me point my rod to the fish and try to stay in the best position you can body-wise. So when you lean back and give him all you can, you're trying to bend this rod into here. You're not jerking it to bend. You're leaning back and giving it all the power so the rod loads up right into here. And the rod will actually shut off down in here. And that's the stopping point of the rod. The hook penetrates, the fish is hooked, and the rod is not too much to pull the hook away from the fish, to straighten the hook in the fish's mouth, or to rip the fish's mouth. It's summertime, it's warm, their mouths are softer, they're eating a lot of bait fish, so they're absolutely not the toughest things that you fish for. You know, in the wintertime when they're eating crawdads and water's cold, their skin's a lot harder, so you can get away with a stiffer rod or hitting them a little bit harder. But again, one of the coolest things about this iRod to me is the bait keeper. You can keep your baits Texas rigged right here. It's out of the way. A lot of rods put a bait keeper on their rod and they have it in the wrong position. If you look at rods, they're over here, they're up here, they're over here. You cast, the line's looped around your bait keeper. That's not going to happen on your iRod. The bait keeper's under the rod, and I put it on there like that because I don't like unhooking my baits. The deal is you can't be constantly unhooking your bait and hooking it back in the plastic. You're going to wear your baits out way quicker, and it's not time effective. The deal is with this bait keeper, you can hook your hook right there, drive down to your next spot, pick your rod up, unhook your bait, and make a perfect cast. Now if you're one of the guys that reels your bait up to the rod tip just like that right there, you got 1.5 ounce tungsten weight beaten on that rod tip. And especially if it's on the top cap of your boat, you're doing 75 miles an hour and you're driving down the lake and this is all you hear, 75 miles an hour. Your rod tip and your tungsten weight do not go together. That's ceramic in the tip of these rods, and tungsten is harder than anything on the planet. It is going to give. So to save yourself some rod tips and some money in rod repairs and just save yourself some time, just hook it on your bait hook. Your baits don't get wore out. You move to your next spot. Your rods aren't tangled in each other. You don't have to fight anything. It's all about making your life easier out there and making stuff more efficient. Stuff happens really fast in tournaments. A lot of times you don't have time to think about it. You just react. This tool right here is going to put more fish in your boat. Just like the punch curt did for you, the right rod is going to land more bigger fish. That's all I got for you guys right now. I'm going to go out here in the Delta and see if I can't abuse a big one on this rod and show you exactly how it's done.